Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are going to be ranking all the Future Stars cards because number one, a lot of them are very expensive, and then number two, throughout the rest of the year, obviously right now we even have a campaign player pick. These players are going to be available in a lot of SBCs and packs, so it's good to rank them and give you my verdict on how they are. We've got a couple tiers here. We've got S, A, B, C, D. S obviously being like the top tier. I'm gonna try to limit the amount of players that I put there, and yeah, the way we're gonna be ranking a lot of these players is price, you know, how meta they are, things like that. And if you enjoy the video, drop a thumbs up. Let me know who you guys enjoy the most through the Future Stars promo. And yeah, so we start with Kudus. It's not a horrible card. I would just put him in probably in C. I mean, D for me is like absolutely not usable. He is usable. You just don't see him in everybody's team. Lindstrom for me is D tier. The reason I say this is that it takes over 30 matches, I believe, to obtain this card, and he would genuinely on the market be 25k. This was one of the worst objectives EA have ever released. I still to this day do not understand what was happening at EA to be able to say, hey, we're gonna release this objective card. Yeah, have no idea. I'll put Spence in C tier. 92 pace, 85 defending, 83 physical. Not too bad, just discard fodder. I'm gonna put Mudryk in. Do we put him in A tier? Because I don't feel like he was an A tier player, and considering his price, I'm going to put him in the B tier, guys. He is solid, but he's very expensive at a mil. He just wasn't too special. You know, as a 5-star skiller, you expected a little bit more, especially for that price. So B tier for me. Fran Garcia, I'm going to put him in D tier. I feel like it's just not a good card. Singo, I would also probably put in D tier. Kalulu, I'm actually going to put in A tier. The reason I'm putting him in A tier, he's a phenomenal center back for the price. Only about 100,000 coins. He's one of the better center backs that you can get on FIFA 23, and his links are phenomenal. So I really like what Kalulu offers in this game. I think he's very solid. 85 base pace, again, 87 defending, 84 physical. I was just using him for probably almost 100 matches. I packed him, and he was absolutely sensational. So I really did enjoy him. Fabio Vieira, you know, a solid card. I'd probably put him in B tier. A little bit more of an expensive SBC, but very, very solid. Only, you know, I think about 200, 250, which I do think is expensive, but I think he'd be a bit more on the market just with how the prices have been for the recent promos. So yeah, Fabio Vieira I'd put in B tier. Not everybody completed him, mainly probably Arsenal fans, but he is a pretty solid Prem center mid. I'd probably also put Elanga in that B tier as well. I did try him out. He was solid. I do feel like he's kind of a tier under Mudryk though. So I don't know, man. C tier, it's probably low B tier. A lot cheaper than Mudryk, obviously. Diogo Costa, I'm just going to put him in D tier. Nobody's using him. Mark, I'm going to put Mark. You know what? For the price, man, I'd almost put him in A. He's like 45k, but I'll put him in B tier. He's very usable. I packed him, used him for a couple matches when I was trying out Luke Shaw. Yeah, very, very usable. Nice tackling animations, which is always great. His tackling in-game is very good. I'm also going to put Alvarez in the B tier. I know a lot of people are going to say, why are you doing that? He's 1.5 mil. He's got the average body type. There's nothing too special about this card. Don't be fooled with people telling you he's amazing. He's not that crazy, and he's very expensive. 5-star weak fill, 1.5 mil. Not my favorite card. Adeyemi, I'd probably also put in the B tier. I think Elanga should be at the bottom of this tier, though. You know, I don't know how to rank Vieira. Adeyemi was solid, though. I did like him. Just, again, 450k, 500k right now, especially with the Haller SBC. He's gone up a lot because of the links. But, yeah, super fast, super solid. Nothing too special, but very fast. Liked him when I tried him. Guardiol is tough. I'm actually going to put Guardiol in the S tier. I've played against him now a few times. I think he is that guy. I think he's very, very, very top tier. I think you're seeing him right now in pro teams. He's 400k. And let me tell you something. If he was like in the Prem, or he was maybe different nationality, like top 4, top 5, he would be like 700k. He is so good in this game. I'd also put Vitinha. He's a tough one, man. Vitinha, I kind of want to put him in the A tier. He's like 200k. He reminds me of Rule Breakers Verratti. He's very, very good with the dribbling. So I really do enjoy Vitinha. I'll put him in the A tier with Kalulu. I think left stick dribbling, amazing. He's got all 80 stats. I think the value is really there when you look at that card. Also the links as well. Yeah, by the way, Guardiola also has 80 passing and 82 dribbling, which is like very reminiscent of how Alaba is in this game. There's not too many center backs these days like Alaba, Guardiola. So S tier for him. And then Gavi. Gavi's a tough one. I think I'm going to actually put Gavi I want to put him in the S tier. I tried him in a foot draft. He's out of this world. I want to keep the S tier very, very, very like limited. I want to try my best to not put everybody up in S tier. I want to keep it only a couple players. So I think for Future Stars Team 1, I'm just going to have Guardiola. I think he's the best player for price and value. I don't want to put too many players there, but Gavi is definitely the next up player. Gavi, I used in a draft, was amazing. I play against him. He's very good. So Gavi, much better than Pedri's honorable mentions card. This Gavi is really, really, really solid. A lot of passion. So that is Team 1. That's how we line up for Team 1, guys. Yeah, that's where we're at. I feel good about it. I mean, for me, the most disappointing player that I tried in Team 1 was definitely Alvarez and Mudryk. I just felt like for the prices that they felt super generic. They didn't really offer anything. Whereas I feel like Gavi was just crazy. So it almost makes me want to put him up in S tier as the second best player. So we can do that. We can put him as the second best player. He's 600K, but really plays for the price that you pay. And then we've also got Team 2, guys. So I couldn't get them all on the same tier, but we do have Team 2. We've got a lot of players for Team 2. There was a lot more of the, obviously the SBCs being released and stuff like that. So Ramsey, I actually don't have an opinion on. If we want to go by stats or how long it takes to get, I think C or B tier is probably fair. I mean, it's so crazy to me, though. Like, it's so crazy to me how, like, I guess accessible it is now to get these players that have all 80 stats. I mean, he's got 85 pace, 88 dribbling, 80 defending, 85 physical, 81 shooting, and 86 passing. It's just like so casual now. I mean, it's wild. It's so different the way FIFA works now. Tavares, I'm actually going to put in the B tier. I would have him higher if you didn't have to submit 50, 82 rated squads. He's got a 5-star weak foot. He's very good. I've only used the 86, but the 86 without the 5-star weak foot and the defending boost was sensational. So I'm going to put him in the B tier. I think if he didn't require, if it was 50, 81 squads, we'd be a little bit happier about putting him in the A tier, but he's really solid. All right, Musiala for me is going to also go in the B tier. I tried him. I was expecting him to be horrible. He was $1.5 million. I was expecting him to be kind of like Mudryk 2.0, where he's just paying too much. But I thought he was actually pretty solid. Now, I know we did have Mudryk in the B tier, but I'm just defending the case for putting him in the B tier. I actually really liked him. Did feel a little generic, but I felt like offered a little bit more and outplayed these stats. If you actually look at his in-game stats, they play a little bit better than his base stats here, which look very mid. But yeah, he was solid, just obviously way too expensive. Enzo Fernandez, good. Right? Good, but also insanely expensive. Wildly overpriced. He's 1.3 mil. It's just transfer hype. His SBC alone was, I think, 50 or 60K and is somewhat comparable to this card. So Willock, I tried for the price, actually pretty solid. I'll put him in the C tier as well. 86 pace, 84 shooting, 80 passing, 88 dribbling. For the price, he's actually very, very, very solid. Fodder. All right. This is going to be a little bit surprising to people. Maradona is going to A tier. He's 600K. He's not the easiest to link, but I'll tell you this. He is sensational. He's so strong, and he's got that weak foot. He's incredible in-game. He really, really, really is incredible in-game. I promise. Try him out. Very, very solid. Does not miss the net. He overplays his shooting a lot. I was expecting his shooting to be very mid for 84 shooting, but he outplays that. He plays a lot higher with the shooting, so I did really enjoy him. Timber I have not used. I've only played against, and he was solid. All right, he was very, very solid. So I'll put him in the B tier because he was also affordable. Carvalho I used, felt a bit generic, but dribbling with the R1 was pretty nice. This is a nice budget card if you're building a Premier League team. Carvalho is really solid for the Prem squads. Tillman, D tier. D tier, D tier. These cards are all cheap, but I just think that they're very generic. I don't think they really offer you anything special. I'm gonna put both versions of Charles in A tier. The reason I'm putting them both in A tier is that Charles just offers you that kind of Haaland effect, but he's got very good dribbling and he's very, very, very well-rounded, right? Very good dribbling for the height. And he gives you that kind of like truck stick feel. I feel like this is one of the better SBCs all year. I said that about like Toni Kroos, Jairzinho. I know that when SBCs are expensive, people complain, even with Ramos, but these are some of the best SBCs. This SBC was 300K, I think, on the market with the Milan links and just the price of like Musiala, right? You look at Musiala, he's 1.5. Now, Enzo, 1.3, 3-star, 4-star. I think Charles would be at least 600K, 550 based on these other prices, and that's just being safe. So I think this SBC was really, really, really sensational. I'm a huge fan of it, and that's why Serie A right now is rocking the A tier with CDK and Maradona. Eddie, really solid. I'm going to put in the B tier. Super fast. That's what I noticed with him. Very, very, very fast, and that is obviously very useful in FIFA 23. Malacia, I'm going to put him in A tier. Really solid card. Really solid card. Really like this card. Think he was amazing when I played against him. Not easy to pass. One of those cards like Cole and Capdevia that I was kind of just going to the other side. Usually try to figure out who's going to be the easier fullback to beat, and then you attack that side, and that was really the case with Malacia. Badashile, I'm going to put him probably in B tier. Solid card. I think, at this point, it's crazy to say that an 81 pace, 88 defending center back is kind of average, but just what it is. Not too much experience playing against him. I didn't play against this goalkeeper, but I would say for the price and everything considered, height, links, nationality, I think B tier is fair. He's like 34K, so you can't go wrong, and it's probably a nice alternative to Lloris gold card. Platz I'm going to put in the D tier. All right, Thuram is actually going in the A tier. I've tried his SBC. He's really good. He's very similar to Fofana. I feel like Fofana is a little bit better as a box-to-box because Thuram is 3-3, but Thuram defensively was very, very good. I think he's high as well. I really enjoyed him. He's obviously got all 80 plus in stats, 85 pace, 86 defending, 87 physical, so very, very solid card. Timber center back, we'll put him in the B tier as well. 87 pace, 87 defending, 85 physical, and then we've got Araujo, who is going to be our S tier player for Team 2. Araujo is just crazy. All right, Gold Araujo is still usable in this game. That's how good he is. He's got all those animations. He's truly a special card. I like this list a lot, though. I think this list is good. I did prefer Team 2 over Team 1. Obviously Musiala and Enzo are very solid. The reason they're in B tier is just because of the price. It would be the same thing with Nuno Tavares because Tavares has that 5-star weak foot, and that's really nice. K Varadona, try him out if you haven't. CDK is awesome. Malacia is awesome. Thuram is awesome. Araujo is literally the GOAT, man. 86 pace, 90 defending, 90 physical with the height and the links for me at 700K. Best player in this team on the S tier. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching the video, guys. This is our Future Stars tier list. Let me know what you guys disagree with or what you agree with. Just going through in my experience of ranking these players. Now, some players, like on each of these tiers, I haven't used or played against. The D tier here, I haven't played many of those players, but they are like discard, so there's not too much to expect. I did use Willock, and the reason why he is discard, but he's in the C and not the D tier, is he's actually pretty solid for the price. And then, yeah, I feel good about the rest of it. So thanks for watching, guys, and let me know how you feel about it. And I'll see you guys in a video later. Peace.